I'm waiting to see if we're back.
I believe we are. Well, I see the
Woo!
game on there, so
There
I'm
we
thinking
are.
that here we are. Hey, hey.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome
We told you it wouldn't be
back,
long.
everyone. Yes. Alrighty. So, bonus run. We got really ahead of schedule, and I just happened to be here, and I just happened to have this phenomenal, roughly hour-long run right here. So we are going to do a little bit of Neutopia now. Speaking of the whole kind of limit break theme from here, this is actually going to be showcased at RPG Limit Break this year, and I am unspeakably excited about this because it'll be my first run ever at RPG Limit Break, and that's been a goal of mine for a while, and it is going to become a reality. So I'm very excited about this.
You've really made this your like signature speed game.
I have, and it's great because it's a really great run, and if everything is cool, then I'm ready to start it.
All right.
Shall we?
Well, I think so.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, so here's your lore. It's nighttime. The evil wizard Dearth beams himself down, walks into the temple, steals the Princess Aurora, and teleports away. And along marches our hero at sunrise. Everyone, this is Jazeta.
Jazeta!
Jazeta! Jazeta is being told that in order to rescue Aurora, he needs to retrieve the 8 medallions of wisdom that are scattered all over Neutopia in order to break the seal of evil magic around Dearth's lair in Antarctica.
Now, I will say, for those of you who can read Japanese, you will notice that the names are a little different in Japanese. Yes, this is in Japanese for text speed. And in Japanese, our main character is Frey, and the princess is Fran, and the evil wizard is Raphael, but we like the American names a lot more, so...
Way better.
Yes. So we have Jazeta, Aurora, and Dearth instead.
So this item that I'm doing the any percent category. This item that I just picked up now is not required for any percent. It's what's called the Book of Revival. I need it in order to save, or in this case, get passwords. What I'm going to get in here is 4 bombs, as well as a bottle of medicine. These are useful things. So the reason why I picked up that book is strictly for marathon safety. I will use save points if I see fit, and as I see fit, excuse me. And are they gonna be nice? No, gotta kill you and probably you too. Yes? No? Yes. Alrighty, so the way that Neutopia works is that the world is broken up into 4 spheres, which is kind of like 4 different terrains. We will do them in order. First, the land sphere, which we're on now. Then we do the subterranean sphere, then the sea sphere, and then the sky sphere last. So this item that I'm picking up is arguably the most important item that you obtain in the game. This is the Fire Wand. We are going to use this mostly as an assault weapon, though it can also be used to burn certain objects, which will reveal, paths or doorways or what have you. So it is a very necessary item to have. So in each of the 4 different spheres, there's 2 dungeons, which are referred to as crypts, and each crypt contains a medallion. I'm going to be quiet so I can do this screen right. Nope, I'm going to get hit in the face. Never mind. So in each sphere, there's 2 crypts that we need to go through. One is decidedly more difficult than the other. In every single instance, we're going to do the more difficult dungeon first. And the reason being is that the items either on the way to or in those more difficult dungeons are of great use, and we want to get those as soon as possible. Oops. Um, one other thing that I wanted to mention about the RPG Limit Break run, which has me just so excited, is that this run being in RPG Limit Break will actually be making marathon history, in that it will be the very first TurboGrafx 16 or PC Engine game to be featured at RPG Limit Break.
I said,
so
when I refer to this game as a little bit of a hidden gem, I do mean it. It was sort of on this very small system, you know, not very well known. So we're glad that we get to shine. No, that Limit Break will be shining some light on it.
The TurboGrafx 16 in North America was marketed very poorly, and as soon as the Sega Genesis hit the market, this poor system just got buried. So it's a hidden gem in that regard, in that very few people growing up actually had a system, because there were other more popular options out there. So so this is essentially crypt number 2. Ooh, that was very nice. Hello, just kill it.
Ooh. So we have a couple of drops that can happen during the run. Hourglasses will cast basically stop on all the enemies in the room, so very useful for us.
Indeed. Also useful is pressing diagonally correctly, Bonnie. Come on. There we go.
And you'll see now the little orange ball you see, that is the level 1 version of the fire spell.
Technically, it's the level 2 version.
Oh, sorry, level 2. Oh, that's right, because you went and you get the health upgrade, correct?
No, so if you're well, I guess you could call it level 1, and then before this would be like level 0, just because it's basically useless. So you can go with that. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. I mean, here's the thing, is I'm actually going to be learning this game after this marathon, so I am here to have you impart extra knowledge, though I was able to kind of sit along with you for your run of this at Questing for Glory. So I definitely want to learn and to get it all right.
Sure. So the item that I just obtained a couple rooms ago is the key. Each crypt has a key that, and exactly one key that you use to open the door to the boss's room. So you need to obtain the key first in every crypt before you can complete it. But yes, I am very grateful that I will have you on the couch with me at RPG Limit Break, assisting me with commentary and giggles and whatnot. I think that'll be very cool.
Oh,
all right.
Yay.
So we take a detour here to pick up the bronze sword. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the steel sword, excuse me. And it does double the damage of your regular sword, which is going to be particularly important against the next 2 bosses we're going to fight. I needed that bomb pack at some point, and I'm glad I got it now. All right. Oh, one other thing I should mention as far as marathons go, I'll be doing this. So I'm doing it right now for I'm doing this right now for RPGs We Love. Next month, I will be running this at Calithon. The month after that, it is going to be the very first run of Retrothon, put on by Retro Gaming Live TV, and then the month after that, it's RPG Limit Break time. So I'm taking this game for
Neutopia.
a whirlwind tour over the next few months, and I couldn't be happier to do it, because this game is just so rad, and I want to spread its gospel as much as I can.
And to answer Prof. Ness, the fire is functionally infinite.
Yes. Okay. We didn't get 6 hits there. We're not going to get the 2 cycle here, but that's fine. We're also not going to die. That's better. Cool. All right. You can 2 cycle that boss. It takes 11 hits. You can, if you time it right, you can get up to 6 hits in 1 cycle. But if you take damage at any point, it knocks you back to the point where it just won't allow you to do that. Alright, so first crypt down.
Well, yeah, it's first crypt for us, but it's technically the second crypt in the game.
Crypt number 2, exactly.
Yeah.
this walk is pretty uneventful. If you'd like to toss out some blurbs.
Yeah, I would
go
love
ahead.
to. So, again, you are watching RPGs We Love. This is the second annual fundraising marathon for the RPG Valkyries. This is to help our members get a chance to go to RPG Limit Break. If you are not aware, two of our members, Silverfire and Sparkover, will be racing Dragon Warrior Randomizer at RPG Limit Break, and we definitely want to make sure that they will be available. Also, our dear Valkyries K-Shura and RPG Chick are backup runners, so we want to make sure that they are also there in case they are needed. And after that, it will be myself and Natara, I believe, will be the other two who are able to make it. We're going to be helping out. I'm going to hopefully be able to be there. Oh, I'm going to be there for Neutopia and also for probably Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, and just to cheer everyone on. And I'm also going to see about doing some volunteer shifts as well.
I just don't like it when that first guy jumps to the left. Anyway,
gotcha.
I'm sorry. Proceed.
Oh yeah. So if y'all have been super duper generous so far. We've made both of our donation goals, and we can't thank you enough for it. So if y'all would like to continue, though, donate. I'll type in incentives. We do have a run coming up after this one. We are going to be doing Zelda 2 Randomizer. If you've never seen it, it's really fun. Got him okay? There you go.
Yeah, I'm just taking silly damage. I'm sorry. Proceed. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And we do have two incentives for that run. Right now, we can choose what the flag set is going to be. Currently, the flag set, with only $2, is set to Tournament Brackets, which is the harder of the two flag sets. After that, we also do have a donation incentive to show off the theoretical perfect seed. So I know Amazing Toaster has been working on sort of creating for you the perfect overview of Zelda 2 Randomizer, and I would love it if we got the chance to show it off. That goal currently sits at $45 out of 100, so we need $55 to be able to show that off. Let me double check our schedule. After that, we will have Valkyrie Profile 2, which is going to be run by Ermelis, and then we'll have Seven Saga Randomizer by Game Boy 9.
Go ahead.
And then the next run with incentives will be Ancient Roman Power of Dark Side, being run by Pasama. We have an incentive there to watch the cutscenes, and I kind of think y'all want to get in on that. That stands right now at $10 out of 75, so we need $65 to meet that incentive. How are we doing so far, Bonnie? Oh, we're already at the dragon. Ooh.
14, 15, 16, 17. Good. Okay. We're good. We just killed the dragon boss. So a couple things that I picked up there in this crypt. One was the steel armor. We actually used to skip that armor upgrade and get a later one because it's stronger. However, doing so was dangerous and cost about a minute or so. So I routed this one instead, and that route change was what propelled me to getting my first world record in this game. We also picked up a ring, which was a lucky drop that we got. Rings are very important to have, and we'll explain a little more about what they are and what they do closer to the time that we will be using it.
So now we're down in the fire sphere, correct?
Oh, yes, the subterranean sphere.
Subterranean, that's right. There's a lot of lava going on.
But it's very fiery, yes.
I have to say, I just love all the sprite work in this game. It's so bright and colorful. It makes me so happy.
It's one of the many things that makes this game so wonderful and charming. So yeah. But then I think you know what item I'm getting next, Scala, and I'm sure it is near and dear to the hearts of yourself and probably many other members of the RPG Valkyries. So
yes. Well, we just picked up our Moonlight Moss.
Oh yes, the Moonbeam Moss is an item that will allow you to see in rooms that would otherwise be pretty much completely dark. There's going to be plenty of dark rooms where I won't use it because I just know the rooms well enough and I don't want to waste the time menuing. However, there are going to be certain rooms where, because there's going to be certain blocks to push, and it's pretty precise, and doing them wrong is can be a pretty good waste of time, a pretty considerable waste of time. Then I'm going to use it. The nice thing about the Moonbeam Moss is that it has infinite charges, so you don't run out of Moonbeam Moss, such as the case might be.
By the way, I know that in your little blurb about this game, when you submitted it to Limit Break, you did mention about how enemy manipulation kind of works. We can see as we're going to screens, enemies pretty much all start at a sort of focal point where you can kind of know then where they're going to go to. Correct?
That is correct, but I'll hold my response for that because we are obtaining the Rainbow Drop.
Rainbow Drop!
So what the Rainbow Drop does is it allows you to traverse one-tile-wide gaps, such as, chasms or rivers or things like that, which is actually necessary to get into the next crypt. All right, speaking of enemy movement, I just moved right into that arrow, and oh, sweet. Oh, no! I thought I was going to be able to get around that. Oh, well. So I tell you what, here's what we're going to do. Just to be safe, we're going to get a password. I'm going to say, no, I don't want to continue. No. And then we're going to continue. We're going to enter the password. It's already there. We just need to go to end. And not only have we essentially saved our game, but we've also refilled our life, which is kind of the more important part here. So should I die in the next dungeon, which is unlikely but possible, I will just resurrect just a couple screens away from the entrance, which is not bad. Ooh, boy. Ooh, good. Okay. All right, so this is crypt number 4. This is going to have some interesting things going on in here.
Do we first talk about how our fire upgrade?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't really finish that thought. Okay. So you see that my fire was at one point kind of these rolling columns of fire, and now I'm back to these kind of boomerang style, orbs again. Orb. So the type of fire that you have is tied directly to your current life total, and it's not relative to your max, such that if you have at least 4 segments of life. Oh, now watch. I had the balls. Now, because I got that cherry and I got some life back, now I have the rolling columns again. That's essentially level 2 fire, and then once you have at least 12 full lives of segments of life, you have what I like to call I don't need that. You have what I like to call the good fire, which is the most powerful of fires. Oops. And it will be pretty important that I use this good fire on multiple bosses. So this room here is actually one of my least favorite in the entire game. You have to fight these ghosts. Now, unfortunately, the fire wand has no effect on the ghost. And what's worse is the ghosts can just disappear, like effing cowards. And, yes. Yes.
It is more jerks. We just finished up Final Fantasy Adventure, where there are lots of jerks, and guess what? There's more jerks.
They are phantasm jerks. Probably the trolliest thing that can happen with them is if you get an hourglass, which is the item that Scala was talking about that stops time. If you happen to get it while a ghost is in its disappearing state, it will remain disappeared until the time wears off, which is after about, I want to say, about 20 seconds. Now, if you need to kill this ghost in order to progress, guess what? You need to wait that whole time for the time to wear off before you can proceed. It can just be really annoying.
Yeah, so we're hoping that the ghosts will be somewhat kind to us.
Yes.
Well, I like these little Reaper guys. They're cute.
They are kind of cute. And they're even cuter when they're stopped. All right. I need serious time here, folks. Yes. All right, so shout-outs to my boy Stunlock Earwig. That is actually a fairly tricky boss that we make completely trivial by exploiting this. So if you let him walk out, he becomes this very long, like millipede-like insect that can only take damage if you hit its tail segment. However, if you hit all of the segments of its body, from head to thorax down to its damage-taking tail, will take hit stun from your sword. So basically what we can do is we can walk into that room on the left tile of the doorway, walk straight up, just keep slapping him against the back of the wall, and we just keep him locked there until he expires.
Now, I do have to ask Vonnie, though, because when I was looking at making splits, I have to admit, I liked the alliteration of Stunlock Centipede.
You can do that. Stunlock Centipede works.
Yes. I like little things like that. Oh, anyway, so now we're in what is, for us, crypt number 4, but is actually crypt number 3.
Correct.
And we don't really talk about the compass at all in this game, because we don't really need it.
No. So the compass will kind of point you to the direction of, if you're in the sphere part, it'll point you to the direction of a crypt. If you're in a crypt, it will point you to the direction of the medallion. So here we just picked up the bronze shield, which only takes about 5 seconds to do, but it's going to save us a little more than that as a result of having it. So it's worth doing. Oh my, ghost jerks!
No.
Ghost jerk! Oh my god, they just keep disappearing right there, and I can't hit them. That was the trolliest those ghosts have ever been to me there, in that particular room. I've been trolled by ghosts worse. Ooh, nice cherry.
And if you haven't figured out by now, cherries are our little life-up item in this game.
Yeah.
Oh god, this
did not want to take 2 damage there. Alright, so here's going to be the first example of me using the Moonbeam Moss, because there's a very particular block that I have to push. Also, I'd like to know where the blocks are when it comes to, fighting these guys and their approach. So we go ahead and take the menu, but I mean, which is only just a couple seconds, so that we can do that. Take the shortcut to get the key here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, except we still need to push the block to get out.
Oh.
Oops.
Teeny tiny bit of being debated there.
Yeah. But still, I mean, to go up there, it is still quicker. But you just need to walk to the right to actually push the block, which I doofused my way into not doing.
It's okay.
It is okay. It is very okay. What is not okay are these jerk ghosts that keep disappearing. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I almost did it to myself. Okay.
There we go.
Alright, so this is a pretty... Ooh, nice. This is a pretty interesting boss I'm about to fight here, but I'm going to concentrate on it.
Right.
Oh, perfect. 10, 11, good. So those are the dagger twins. We can so there's okay, something you were talking about before, Scala. That is an example of movement manipulation. Where I enter the room on a specific tile, and the way that I first move when I go into the room determines how that twin on the right will move. And he'll move in such a way that he will just essentially be stuck up against that wall, and then I can just keep bouncing him off of it with hit stun. And the other one is moving in such a way that when he throws those daggers, his first throw of daggers will miss me. And that's really important, because if he hits me off of that, then that right twin will get free, and then I have to just go tracking him down, and I don't feel like doing that. All right, so now we're in the sea sphere. I honestly think this is the most challenging and problematic sphere of the game, not only in the overworld, but in particular the next crypt that we're going to do, which is crypt number 6. So this caveman guy here is going to refill my bombs and also increase my capacity by 4. Now, an interesting kind of note about him doing that is that if you have 0 bombs when you talk... First of all, if you have 0 bombs, the bomb icon will actually disappear from your menu in your inventory, and you won't be able to use them. If you have 0 bombs when you talk to that guy, he will fill your bombs up to 12, but he won't give you that icon. So essentially, you will have 12 bombs that you cannot use until you pick up a bomb pack.
So we want to make sure that we at least have something in our inventory before we go talk to him.
That screen there was extremely fast, so that's nice. All right, the reason why we do that screen is we come in here and we talk to this hat-wearing gentleman who is going to extol the virtue of the item that we are about to get, which is the Scooty Boots.
Falcon shoes!
These are the Falcon shoes, and they just double my walking speed, which for a speed run is kind of nice. That is damage I really did not feel like taking. And for that reason... Fishman. That's not what I want to enter that screen for that reason. That was close. Fortunately, the... Fortunately, the password lady is right by the entrance to this next crypt. Stay out of my way, thank you.
Soot ball! I love the little soot balls.
Alright, so this is crypt number 6. And this crypt is horrible because of these guys here. These poverty whiz robes. Oh, especially when they do that. You can kind of manipulate their movement. And if you do, shoutouts to the bronze shield. That's basically why we get it, is so we can just walk right by those guys there. Also, it's the introduction of these kind of zombie armadillo things, whatever you want to call them.
The zombadillos!
Zombadillos! Let's go with that. It's also the introduction of these wisps, which move only diagonally, but also very erratically. And can be just kind of a pain to deal with. But I just got some life back. That's always good. All right. One thing... so I think now it's high time to explain what the ring does. What the ring does is it will, when used... it's a single-use item. And when used, it will convert any larger enemies in a room into smaller, much easier enemies to deal with. And we are going to need one coming up in a few rooms. And we'd love to have a second one before we get to a certain room. So hopefully we can get one on the way. You can only hold one ring at a time, so we're just...
It's so unfair you can only hold one. Because we've gotten like a couple this run.
I know. It's like, dude, I have like 10 fingers.
Like, even if it was like a bracelet, you have 2 arms.
Yes.
Even if it's a necklace, you have multiple necklaces.
So, who's going to be the slug homie? Is it going to be you?
Slug homie.
Is it going to be you?
Slug homie.
No.
Aww.
No. No. Come on. Be the one. Damn, no, we didn't get it. Okay. So, so that room, without having to deal with it normally, is terrifying because it not only is it time consuming, but you can take so much damage in there. So we
now are pretty much any of the regular enemies able to be affected by the ring, or are some of them immune to it?
Some of them are just so small that it would just have no effect on them.
But I mean, like some of the bigger ones that we're going to see later, like goat wizards and stuff, could they be affected by the ring?
I suppose so. I've never tried, just because all I do is just run by them. I mean, the only reason I would use a ring on enemies is if I needed to kill them.
This is true. I was just curious. That's all.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a great question. But I honestly have never experimented with it, so I legit don't know the answer to it. I would assume that it would affect them, but I don't know. Ooh, I'll take that. Oh, you sneaky little hooded flying stabby thing.
They're kind of like Tomberry ghosts.
I was gonna say, I was just thinking of that. I was like, they're kind of like poverty Tomberries. Are we just gonna press our luck with slug homies here? Just try one more time. Oh my God, he did it! Yay! Yes, yes. I cannot believe that paid off. Pog champ, awesome. All right,
Greed is good.
That is delightful. Oh my goodness. That was a gamble that should not have paid off, that absolutely did. I am a lucky boy. Alright, because we're going to need it for this next room coming up here.
Oh, see, there were some more slugs in here that could have been homies, but...
Yes, but we only need one. Alright. Now, can I press my luck? Can I get Slug Homie the sequel? Oh, there it is! Hell yeah. Look at this. They even dropped 2. They were just like, yo.
Oh.
Shoutouts. Shoutouts to them. So the reason why we take a detour into here is we get the greatest armor. The strongest armor, I'm sorry. It's the strongest armor. Literally, that's what it's called.
Yeah, in both languages even.
Wow. Another ring just dropped.
Wow.
It's just, this is an embarrassment of riches.
Yes.
Yeah, except I'm embarrassing myself getting hit by all these arrows, but that's fine.
Oh, arrows stop, no.
Arrows are fine. They only do a little damage. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to the boss here. Just a couple more rooms, really. That's the block, right? No, where is it? Isn't that it? Oh, I was a half tile off. That was my problem. Get on the stairs, please. Thank you, Jezeta. Okay. Now here, there's only 2 Wizrobes. So this one isn't so bad. I'm not going to press my luck too hard. I will save the ring for another room in a couple crypts from now, where I really do need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So much fire in this room. None of it good.
No. All right. So say what's up to Poverty Trinex. For those of you that are familiar with Z3, you might notice some resemblances here.
Now I'm curious about which game actually did come out first.
It was this one. This one
see?
came out in 1989.
So see, you can't. No, this game came first. Zelda is the one that is stealing from Neutopia.
So Trinex is actually Poverty Skeleton Turtle.
Exactly. Skeleturtle.
Today you learn, folks.
Today I learned for sure.
All right. Okay, so there's one head down. So the way this boss works is it releases the heads, which either on its own or when you hit them, like so, and they will go bouncing off of the body. They will float around like that, and then eventually they will try to return to their normal spots. Now, if you can get... shoot. Oh, never mind, he's dead. Alright, so just a little more walking to do here. Alright, so that dungeon is down, and we only used 1 potion, which is great. Because I might need a potion for this next section. And I realized that it's still on. I could have accidentally used it. And I'm glad that I didn't. Okay, cool. Alright, so for this next walk here, it is... If I were doing like a world record run, it would be really, really important that I take no damage at all in this section here. The reason being is that I now have 12 full life segments. This gives me what I like to call the good fire. Good fire is extremely potent and will make fighting certain enemies in certain rooms extremely easy. But if I take even less than half of a square of damage, it is gone. So we have to be perfect. Good. Die. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Tonberry thing. Thank you. Good. All right. We're good. We are good. All right. So, for some reason, before we get into the next crypt, we have to do this kind of like micro crypt, as I like to call it, where we just have to have a 7 text box long conversation with this old prisoner here before we can even get into the next proper crypt that I will be heading to right now. Oh, God, get out of my way.
Come on, squidicorns.
Yes. There we go. Alright, so now we should be right on the right line. Yes, there it is. Right.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
What do you mean?
Oh, how you were able to avoid the enemy. You get on a particular line of the tile.
Yep, because now the plate. Oh no!
Oh, no.
No! I hate these little things. I mean, it's not over yet. I mean, I could get a
Come on, cherry.
I could get a cherry, but I also have that potion.
Ooh, that's true.
So that's my backup plan. Now, if I don't have to use it, that'd be awesome. What sucks is I don't have good fire for this room. Oh yeah, now I'm definitely gonna have to use it. So having good fire for this room makes this faster. But the biggest time save is having good fire for the boss. Oh hey, wait a minute. There's one cherry. Let's see if I get a second one. I'm not gonna press my luck with these slugs. They have been homies enough.
Fast slug homies.
Oh no, I still want bombs. Now I want to switch to this. Actually, no, I wanted to switch to my moss, but that's... So I'm going to do that now. It just makes this room a little easier because there's a lot going on in here. Now, if I felt particularly daring, I would use the potion here, because having good fire for this room and the next make them both much faster. But if I take any damage after this point, then I'm really in a world of hurt, because I will have no way to recover it for the boss, and that boss will take much longer. Alright, so we come up here for the key. I don't know why I'm taking the time to kill him, because I'm just going to pop the potion anyway. Come on. Alright, so this next room is the one before the boss. It is the only one in the game where there are no enemies that you need to kill in order to get in. So it might seem silly that we're using that potion to recover half a segment of life, but it's very important. Alright, we want this crab to go right when it gets to the top of the screen so that we can one-cycle it. Come on, crab.
Come on, crab.
No!
No!
So this will be a 2-cycle. Right? Yes, okay, good.
There we go.
Alright, but still, if you had to kill him with your sword, with the sword that you currently have, the fewest number of cycles that it would take would be 6.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So to do it... Yeah, so to do it in a maximum of 2 with good fire is a good thing. Oops, that's right. I can just beat my... or 2 my way through that one. Alright, so, Sea Sphere done. On to the Sky Sphere.
Which I think has the best music in the game.
This does have some pretty rockin' music.
Other than the very last track of the game.
Oh yeah, the last track of the game is a total banger.
Yes, but this is also really good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the weird grasshoppers, their legs look almost human, and it kind of freaks me out.
I've never noticed that. Now, thanks, Scott. Now I would not be able to unsee that as I'm trying to speedrun this game in a marathon setting. You are such a great
You're
friend.
just gonna be looking at these grasshoppers and their smoothly shaved legs.
Oh my goodness, you too much. You are too much, Scala. Oh, this is ridiculous. All right, so So of the 4 spheres, we easily do the most walking around in the sphere itself, in the sky sphere. So, which is fine because the music in here is so great. But okay. Oh, good. Oh, I did not want you to move up there. Oh, well, whatever.
Goat wizards. I love their design, though. Oh, see? Now you can see! See? They look kind of humanish.
I was deliberately trying not to pay attention. Will you stop it, Scala?
See, now all of chat is also cursed with this. We're all cursed together.
Goodness. Alright, so we're going to take a stop in here to get potions. And you know what? It's a marathon. I'm going to go ahead and just refill my bonds, too. Now, that purple potion has 2 charges, so I'm going to absolutely need one in the next crypt, and I might need one in the crypt after. So, I'm going to, because I am doing marathon strats, I'm going to go ahead and save and refill before this crypt so that I can hopefully spare a potion. Because the way that I would normally do this in a world record attempt is... obviously, I'm not stopping to get a password in that. So what I would do is I would actually, I would pop my first potion in right as I get into the crypt, and then my second one at the boss. But because, and then I won't use any more potions for the rest of the game. But because we want to be safe, and we might as well use this and all those good things. We are going to say EA and EA, and we're going to continue, and then do this. And now we have a password and full life. All right, let's see if I can keep this full life going into this next crypt. I do not want you to go up. Okay, that's fine.
Goat wizard.
Goat wizard, please. No. Yeah, these clouds can just dish out those fireballs like you saw there. Goat wizard. You suck, goat wizard. Do I still have good fire? Nope.
Oh no.
Okay, well, I mean, I have 2 potions, so I was hoping to keep that one for safety. Oh, and of course I... Oh, okay, good. That was only half a damage.
Oh, okay.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Die, please. Thank you. Okay, good. Hello. There we go. Are you gonna... Ooh, good. I'm gonna get... Oh, nice.
Cherry!
Cherry, 2 of them. Only needed 1, but... Okay, yo, could you just get hit by that? Again? Again? Thank you. Awesome!
I'm gonna call it a jerk bird. It's not flapping its wings, but it's the jerk bird.
Yeah, it is a spiritual jerk bird. Ooh, good. Anytime I can get to the right of these jerk spirit birds and just throw a bunch of fire in their faces makes me a happy body. Okay, so we are about to collect an extremely hype item here.
Yes.
Dude, all the cherries, my goodness, the drops. This is the Bell of the Sky. What this will do is any room where you would normally need to kill all of the enemies in order to open the door or reveal a staircase, you can just ring the bell instead, and the door will magically open. So we use this to great effect.
See, now looking at the weird jerk bird spirit, I like to think that it's the ghost of all the jerk birds we've killed in every other RPG.
Yeah, and sweet. So they come back in my speed game. Awesome.
Well, we'll be looking for them here.
What did I do to deserve this? Nobody. Oh, nice. Wow, thanks. That actually kind of hurt.
I'm sorry, Bobby.
That's cool.
That's okay. I'm
fun.
gonna be sharing in this stuff.
Yes,
So.
you are. Yeah, I am subjecting you to it. Oh God, this I hate these
really,
goofy
really.
enemies. Yeah, I suppose I've been like, hey, Scala, you want to be on my couch at limit break? You could have been like, no, I'm good.
I said yes, and then I'm like, I'm gonna learn the game.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna do it. I keep my word.
Take solace that you will probably be the only one on my couch that will know anything about this game.
Yes.
So, exactly.
I get to be the smart one.
Okay, this skeleton is not cool, and you can only damage him with your sword. So instead of trying to kill him, we're just going to ring the bell. And there was a staircase there, folks, trust me.
Yeah, we're not bothering turning on the lights. We know
No,
where we're going.
I know where I'm going here. Let's... You know what would be hype is if I just kept doing this, especially because I have a ring. Never mind, as I say that. I was like, maybe I won't. Well, I actually still don't need it as of right now. I still have the good fire. Dang it. Okay.
No.
Looks like we're using the potion.
Oh.
That's okay. That's what I have it for. And this is why we need the other ring. Otherwise, this room is just horrifying. Having to fight. So, we are not going to do that. We are going to turn them into these little blobby blobs. Yo, oh, I had best fire for like a second.
Aww.
And then I got robbed. Oh my goodness. Stop it. The red shots from enemies like these towers and the bats and whatnot, they will stop everything from best fire in its tracks. All right, definitely need serious time here. Oh my god, that was way too late. Oh no. All right, well, yeah, okay. Oh no, don't touch me, please.
Come on, you can get that.
Thank you, yes. Okay,
Oof.
good, got it. Okay. So my timing was a little... So there is a way where if you're standing in the right place and you start throwing out the fire, you can stun lock... so actually who I fought there, that was Dearth. That was him riding around in style in his... golden floating puma head.
I mean, is there any other way to travel?
Maximum swag.
Yes, absolutely maximum swag.
So
Because again, that was supposed to be the last crypt we were supposed to
yeah,
do.
so that was Crypt 8. Yeah, so that would normally be the last one that you would do. And then the real confrontation with Dearth would follow that. However, and in fact, I think this is the only exception where we forego getting the powerful item before we go into the first crypt. And that power. Well, I guess no, because never mind, because you need to get an item from Crypt 8 to get this. Yes, that's right. Okay. I swear I know how to speedrun this game. So we are going to head to the final crypt that we need to do. But before we do that, we need to pick up an extremely essential item for the stretch run of this game, which we'll actually be getting in just a few screens. For those of you who might have been wondering, every once in a while you see enemies drop this item that looks like a little pair of wings. What those do is they return you to the last place. They either return you to the last place that you got a password, or they return you to the main temple. So we use the Bellows God to make the staircase appear to float into the strongest sword. This is basically required in order to kill the next two bosses. Um, so we take the time to get it. Thank you for staying out of my way. I'm going to switch to this so I don't accidentally ring it when I shouldn't and waste like 3 seconds. Yeah, this strong sword is no joke. It just lays waste to enemies. Okay. Oh, nice, dude. I'll stay on that lower. I appreciate it. Alrighty, so really not too many segments of screen. Ah, shoot! Before we get to this, the last crypt that we will be doing. There is no final boss dungeon. As soon as I assemble all 8 of the medallions, it is time to just go face to face with Dirth in his evil frozen lair.
That's kind of nice, though. We kind of got what was supposed to be the last dungeon already out of the way.
Yes. And this one here, like, I don't have a, like, I didn't safety save before it. I don't have a potion. This dungeon isn't really all that difficult. So it's not nearly as dangerous as the dungeon we just did. So, you know, worrying about any of that stuff really isn't much of a concern at all. All right. Oh, and I have good fire for this room. That's actually this is actually pretty important because for a couple reasons. First of all, that bat, you see, it shoots red fireballs, which would block my other fire shots. And also, believe it or not, there were like 6 of those blobs in the middle of the room, but that fire just cut a swath through all of them and destroyed them, like, before you even realized it, really.
Right.
So, yeah, having good fire there probably saves, I don't know, at least 15, 20 seconds. Ouch. Oh, no. Okay, that's fine. Wait for a second here, boost him, and then kill him there, so we don't get hit by the arrows. Oh, whoops, I already had the bell on, that's right. Ah, bad. Oh, come on. Alright, whatever. Alright, just some push block. Ah, thank you for walking right in front of me. I appreciate that. Alrighty. Alright, so this is why this dungeon is so trivial. These last 3 rooms, normally you would need to kill everything to get through. However, with the bell, the bell...
Best bell.
Best bell... Best bell that I can think of. Mm-hmm. Alright. So we have just 2 of these skeleton enemies to fight here. Alright. So this next boss is one of the harder bosses, or one of the final bosses in the game, right? But killing him is as easy as 1, 2, 3... Oh, shoot. Whoops. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I got a little cocky there.
Ooh.
That's fine. 3. Okay, so that went slightly pear-shaped, but not a problem. All right, so we have assembled all 8 medallions. So that door with the bird on it at the top of the screen will soon be opened, and when it is, we will fight Dirth. I'm actually going to take my headphones off for this because I rely a lot on the audio here. So.
Yeah, serious time, everyone.
Serious time indeed. Enjoy the music.
Yes, the music's so good.
There we go. Alrighty. So time isn't quite yet. So what happened here is we had to retime this game because you can actually double KO on Dearth. And if so, then you have to restart. So it used to be on the final hit of Dearth is when time was. If that were still the case, world record would be sub 50. Just want to point that out. But instead, it's going to be when we fade to black on this screen here. Oh, I'm going to be underestimate. Dope.
just barely, but you got there.
Hey, you know what? I did it. Considering I just threw this run in here and time. There we go.
GG, Vonnie.
Thank you very much. Estimate. Perfect. I just saw that. Nice. Alrighty. So that was Neutopia. That is the any percent category. There is a 100% category, which is about like I'll say like about 6 or 7 minutes longer, and it collects.
Are you gonna offer that as an incentive for RPG Limit Break?
No, I am only doing any percent for Limit Break. However, it is an incentive for Calithon.
Okay.
And I need to do a lot of practice with 100% because that might get met, and
I hope it gets met. Because then we get more Neutopia.
Oh yeah, which is great. But it's I have done vastly more practice on 20% than 100%. So, but I mean, Calithon's in about like about 3 weeks or so. So I've got plenty of time to practice. So I'm not terribly worried about it, but I do need to put the work in. So I will be doing that. So yay! So I'm glad that I was able to just kind of jump in here and toss down a bonus run to get y'all back on track. That is pretty neat, and
it was super duper neat. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take a little bit of break here. We're going to be swapping restreamers, I believe, and then we're going to be coming in with Zelda 2 Randomizer by Amazing Toaster. Just as a reminder, we do still have that incentive open to show off the perfect seed, as it were, and hopefully y'all will be able to make it during the run. And we also have picked the flag set. Right now it is going to be tournament brackets, so that is the slightly harder flag set, so that means you get yourselves a little bit more Zelda 2 Rando for your money. Thank you all so much, all of you who have been here for what, if you're kind of on the East Coast, has been the start of the graveyard shift, but I'm happy to do it. We're super duper happy to have Vonnie Von with us, coming in here, just knocking it out of the park. Taking over next is going to be the wonderful Keishura on the host mic, and we're going to have my own mic doing your restream. So you got yourselves an excellent crew to kind of carry you through to the morning, and we've got more lovely runs coming up very soon. So this is going to be it for me, though. You probably won't hear me again until the finale of the marathon. So thank you all again for everyone who has been super duper kind and donated. I would love to see if we could reach those stretch incentives. So I hope you all have yourselves a great and wonderful evening. Yes, and we'll see you all soon.
Yes, take care, folks.